Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now I am playing with laser cut bezels again here, and I am jumping on the Valentines bandwagon. That's something very new for me. Also guys, if you like this project, stick around to the end. I've got a surprise for you. So some quick details. I cut this out on my Sculpt Fun S10. All my info will be in the description below, so be sure to check that out. The wood that I've used is MDF 3mm thick wood. It's a perfect thickness for bezels, but you do have to make sure you don't snap the wood. Obviously it's not like metal bezels. So this little heart here had a little tiny part that didn't cut cleanly through, so it did snap a little bit away from the frame. And since this tiny bit of damage is on the back side of the frame, it's not going to ruin the bezel or anything. Actually, I was looking at the heart cutouts and I was thinking I could probably do another project with those. Something mixed media flavoured and resin. Any ideas? So I have my resin tape. Since it's only this wide and my project is going to be wider, I'm going to have to layer it up. And I know from my past experience with a similar project, the snowflake bezel, that it will create lines on the underside, but I could probably fix those up or add a layer of clear resin on top so that they hide. There's a bit of process here that doesn't really require me to talk, so I'm going to put a little bit of music on for you to watch and then I'll be back in a few seconds. So I moved this downstairs into the workroom where I use all my resin, and I used this popsicle stick to try and flatten everything back down. You'll see I did get some spillages in the final result, but it could have been worse. I think you may always get spillages on this type of project, so I did an okay job. I usually get to this point, I don't have a game plan. I haven't really thought things out. It's usually when I get to this point and I think, oh, you know what, this will look nice, I'll do it this way. So I'm just figuring out what I want to do here. I know I want to use the gold flakes and red resin. So I had the idea to do opaque mica red resin, and I recently bought some transparent epoxy resin pigment. So I really wanted to try the reds out from that. And these colours were very vibrant. I was pleasantly surprised. I'll put a link to them in the description. They came from Amazon, surprise, surprise. But I don't know about their light fastness, to be honest. So the colours may look nice and saturated now, but I don't know how they hold up in the long run. And this one, of course, was the Chameleon Mica Powder Magenta from Let's Resin. I'm also using another transparent red. This rose red is a nice complement to the first. So again, I'm going to leave you with some music while I pour the resin. There isn't really much to describe, so see you in a few. So it's the next day, everything's cured, it's time to show you what it looks like. I really am happy with the vibrancy of those reds. They really look awesome and very eye-catching. You can see where the underspill came out of the bottom of the resin between the tape and the bezel. So I didn't quite press that hard enough into the tape. Or either that, or it was just the flexibility of the tape that probably moved and created a gap. It came away from the tape all right. I was expecting quite a fight to get it off all those layers of tape. You can see the underspill quite a bit now, that top heart especially. But spills aside, I was really happy with this. You can see clearly the lines where the tape had been. They created more of a dent than I thought they would. But I wonder if just a clear coat of resin on the entire base of that bezel back will help hide those lines. I did carefully use a craft knife to try and take off the majority of the underspill. I don't show it all, obviously. It took me a while. But it was a fairly decent cleanup, so I'm happy. My finishing touches, obviously because I had created those little hoops at the top for something to go around them so it could hang, was using these fastenings and this chain I had. I've had this chain for years and I've finally been able to use it. So aside from the back left to clean up, I was pretty much happy and finished with this. And I was really surprised by how much I liked it, because I'm not really a red hearts kind of person. So what do you think? Do you think this turned out all right? Did I do okay for somebody that doesn't really have a clue when it comes to red Valentines type aesthetics? You can see that chip in the wood there. I got a bit too heavy-handed with the craft knife. Okay, so if you've watched it this far, thank you so much, and it's time for the reward, the freebie for making it this far. You can grab this heart shape in a PNG file and an SVG file on my Ko-fi link, which I will link in the description below. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. I want to give back to you guys. I created this myself in Lightburn and I figured it would be nice to share it. And if you do something with it, I would love to see. It would be nice to create something that other people can use. So once again, there's an SVG file, which is a vector file. If you don't have a program that can open vector files, please download the PNG. Anything can open PNGs. For say, if you have a Cricut machine, I keep saying Cricut. If you have a Cricut machine, you can import the PNG. And I know that Cricut machines can cut certain thicknesses of wood themselves, chipboard and things like that. And the reason I've put it on my Ko-fi instead of linking it below like I did in my last freebie is because I figured I can use Ko-fi as a place to dump everything, all the freebie files, so that you can find them easily enough. They're all in one place instead of dotted about in individual videos. So for future freebie files that I want to give away, you'll find them in my Ko-fi link. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you decide to try it yourself with the files I've attached. Don't forget down below in the description link. Hit that like button if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Comment to let me know what you thought. Have a great morning, noon, evening or night, wherever you are. See you in the next one.